you amazing, beautiful people, and welcome back to another Genshin Impact Thursday. Oh man, oh man, oh man. This has been so heavily recommended, it's actually crazy how much this has been in my comment section. And that is Maxor's Genshin Impact review. You all told me make sure I only watch the first one. I found two videos. This is the one, my money is gone, Waifu Simulator. This is the first one. This is the one that was released first. So I'm presuming this is the one you guys want me to watch. That's what we're going to watch today. And don't worry, I won't watch the second one. Apparently it's riddled with spoilers. I do have one other thing to say though. These videos, every single Thursday, are controlled by you watching this right now. So put your recommendations down below, and whatever is the most upvoted comment will be what I react to for next week's Thursday Genshin video. Alright? Cool. Don't forget to subscribe. And let's jump into my first time ever reaction to Genshin Impact review. My money is gone. Maxor's video.
Is a game which has sucked away my soul and killed my dog. I first began playing Genshin Impact because of all the cute women that experienced a we were on the beginning. I missed the beginning. I first began playing Genshin Impact because of all the cute women that experienced apotheosis and a philosophical enlightenment through the death of my own ego. I love Genshin Impact, but this game will have an impact on your social life, and even after—
My word, what is going on, bro? What is going on? I feel like maybe I need to watch this again. Maybe I need to watch this again on like slow motion. Should we watch this on slow motion? I feel like we're missing important. We're missing important things. Hold on one second. We missed something important here. Let me just slow this down. Let's watch this again. Hold on one second.
This game will have an impact on your soul.
Okay, there we go. That we can change it back to normal non-zombie. All right. The guy knows how to grab your attention. All right, I see.
Life, and even after you stop playing, you will not recover. To this day, it has left me in a perpetual state of sophisticated molding, and I recommend it for all the wrong reasons. In this game, you play as Gone Impact, an extra-dimensional being whose brother was eaten by Mega Blocks and is forced to navigate Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Jesus Christ!
Powered by its simple chemistry system, in which characters electrocute, burn, and throw rocks at each other. One of those is much less cool, but it, like Australopithecus, was my primary source of damage. Now trapped in the land of Gacha hell, our protagonist must find a way to save our siblings by fighting geometry, the indigenous inhabitants of Twitter, space midgets, and the ice KGB. As well, we are here to explore, solve puzzles, play prop hunt, cook, get arrested for looking at Zhongling too much, get sentenced to 10 years, and emerge from prison a devout Buddhist. This video is going to be about my—
Oh my god. I ain't surviving, man. I ain't surviving. Why? Bro, chill. How much Red Bull did you drink? Calm down! Calm down! Jesus!
Experience playing this interesting game and how to objectively have the most fun with it. It's a very bad sign when most people who play the game don't recommend it, but I do. Although I am slightly a dingus, so I don't recommend you take my opinion as fact, but as entertainment. So whether you're new to this strange, otherworldly Chinese software or a Genshin pro, please allow me to tell you the tale of how this left a Genshin impact into my frontal lobe.
What the
Here's a
fuck
fun
is
tip
going
that
on?
most Genshin players don't know. The age of consent is 18 years old. Let's begin with what's maximally important, not the game.
Wait, what? What is he talking about? What is he talking about? Also, I'm British. I'm just throwing it out there. Alright, if you know what I mean by that, you know. Alright.
Gameplay, not the story, nor anything you would typically—
Oh, man. Oh, Senora. Senora does something to me, alright? Senora is my favorite villain ever.
associate with a video game. The single most important thing in this game is rolling dice to gain attractive people and then parading them around like a child on TLC. I do not exaggerate when I say this is probably what attracted most people to this game. If you want an example, Lisa is a character who continually refers to herself as One-sama and sounds like she is at all times on the verge of sex. I received her after completing a quest and then decided that I would use Lisa exclusively to do rock climbing. That way, I could repeatedly hear her oddly enthusiastic moaning for the next 10 hours of gameplay. I literally installed this game after downloading 60 images of Gone THE, since the official lore of the game specifies that she killed a monster after being eaten by it because her ass was so big it blocked his trachea and suffocated him to death. However, there is a
one of my favorite outfits, by the way. I'm just saying it out there. Her outfit, fucking love it.
I don't have Gone U, and I never will. You have a random chance to get characters, and that chance isn't high, 5.1% to be exact, and that's getting anyone, so if you want a particular character, get fucked. You could have your very first role be a high-level DPS character that carries you through the game with chimpanzee martial arts, or you could roll 3 useless small boys in a row and then desire death.
Literally just, by the way, that's literally what happened to me. I rolled, got Yelan, like, straight away. Everyone was calling it streamer luck, and now, just running around with Yelan, I feel like I've completed the game already. And now I got Raiden as well. It's so good. We got Yelan, Raiden. Oh, man. We got good times. We got good
fucking guy. God damn it. And while I'm writing about bad things that could be deal breakers, the anti-cheat for this game is very strong and has ring 0 permissions on your
Benny
kernel.
was supposed to be
This
good.
means that it can read and write memory at any location in your computer without seg faulting. I, however, am not afraid, since if Xi Jinping does harvest my computer's data, all he will find is 50 pages of Waluigi hentai. It's your loss. And yes, it does turn off when the game isn't running. So this review is going to include a guide on how to have fun, because like real life, lusting after women causes suicidal depression. Step 1. Play as optimally as you want. Do not try to min-max shit, because RNGesus will snap your fucking neck. Do whatever is fun with whatever you have. In my case, I decided that I would roleplay as a violent misandrist and only play as women out of principle. Any men that I rolled would be locked at level 1 and made useful in the coal mines. It is simply not worth it for me to engage in combat if I cannot also yank it. The central point of the characters is that they are potential wives, and I am absolutely, definitely, 1000% secure in my masculinity. Playing the game optimally in this case would mean making the game boring and staring at man-ass. So, fuck it. If, for instance, I wanted a particular...
Oh my god! Oh my god! Wait, who's in my party? Ah, shit, I realized. I only have the Traveler in my party as the only male character, and I never use him. I've been trying to swap him out for ages, but chat keeps yelling at me. Playing this game optimally would mean staring at man-ass. Fucking amazing.
Legally
I'm
questionable
crying.
female to be my digital puppet. The chance of me receiving that would be 0.3%, which is where this image comes from. Take what you can get with the role. So, for instance, I had wanted a particular legally questionable female to be my digital puppet. The chance of me receiving that would be 0.3%, which is where this image comes from. Take what you can get with the roles. Don't be mad. Exercise patience and control, and you will have a lot more fun. I definitely have not sold my house to get big-titted pirate mommy. But Maxor, I hear your thoughts. Why are you displaying a single image of a regular crab on my screen? And also, what is the world of Genshin Impact, and why are we here? That is a great question, James. Because before we get into the exploration and the combat, we must first understand the context with which I run my beauty pageant. And like every game made by Asian people on my channel, the lore is some Hyperborean bullshit. So let's say rule number 2 of enjoying the game is not caring about this, just like 90% of the player base.
That's the fucking the one with the, what's it called? The one with the terrible damn name. Sky thing. Sky Retainer. Who I recently found out is in other form. Whoa.
The world of Teyvat is ruled collectively by 7 gods who govern the 7 elements. Except the nature god, he's special. This came about because 2,800 years ago, there were like 80 gods or something. Then everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked. No, but actually 7 seals opened up in heaven, so literally every god fought over their power to the death. The result was the 7 gods of each element we see today, each ruling over their own nation in their own fucked up ways. Every once in a while, these delusional bastards will just give random people superpowers, like how the electricity god just gave a girl with a mental disorder a talking bird. This also includes small children who could very possibly kill themselves for some reason. Now, the world you see in-game takes place in 2 nations, or 3 if you're from the future. The first is Mondstadt, a lawless, anarcho-capitalist commune in New Hampshire, which has no formal governance of any kind. They instead rely institutionally on vigilante justice, including a hot Batman. As a result, an entire territory of their nation is completely overrun with wolves. No one has the systemic authority to stop people from exercising their rights and liberties to feed the wolves babies. Oh, also, there's the fucking dragon problem. Did I not mention the murderous dragon? Next, we have the nation of Liyue, an extremely rich and powerful country to the east. They have recently come into conflict with Mondstadt due to the Luhua Pool massacre of 69, as well as an aggressive foreign policy.
What the fuck is this for? Whoa! I feel like I haven't had a single second to breathe. By the way, this has been a bit fast paced.
Involving a 9-dashed line in the Sea of Clouds, headed by the Tian Xuan Ningguang of the Liyue Qixing. Those are all real names.
Oh
Liyue
my
exists at
God,
an
well done,
unprecedented
bro.
level of prosperity and control, living happily under the watchful eye of the rock god, who periodically disguises himself to ensure that the populace is behaving well and upholding their state contracts, just in case. Now, China, I know you're new to making video games, yet in my country, we have a long history of shooting people. But who lives in Liyue and who lives in Where Is In? The answer is unfortunate. Populating this extensive world will be several factions of enemies with subgroups, elemental specializations, and fucking bullshit. The enemy variety of this game paints a picture of a post-apocalyptic nightmare world where raving bands of savages constantly destroy everything, locking humanity in a perpetual state of warfare with armies of bandits and the midget people. One of these groups is the Hilichurls, an intelligent race capable of empathy and complex thoughts, which is why they must be destroyed. These guys make the Gombe chimpanzee war look like a fucking joke, and at no point does anyone in the entire game even give a shred of sympathy for the Hilichurls, except for Elon Musk. They can be big gorilla, small monkey, operate complex machinery, and have their own language. This makes it more fun to slaughter entire villages of them and steal their possessions with no consequences. In fact,
wait, is Genshin Impact actually Anakin Skywalker Simulator? Huh. I don't know whether that makes me want to play it more or less. I'll get back to you.
You're encouraged to do it. Overall, I would rate them a genocide out of 10. Next are the country-sized hordes of organized bandits called the Treasure Hoarders, who are just regular guys forced to fight you with shovels and Molotov cocktails. Are you sure we're the good guys? It's fortunate that, because they committed a crime, their lives are now forfeit. Abyss Mages are very simple because they are one enemy with two reskins, who are also inhuman beings of the Dark Void who have sworn vengeance upon humanity itself. They also dwell almost entirely in fucking space. The Fatui of Snezhnaya are heavily armed diplomats seeking to dominate the world of Teyvat through subterfuge, and employing 9-foot-tall people with hammers is absolutely conducive to this goal, I promise. They are unique among Teyvat because they serve the interests of the Tsaritsa of Snezhnaya, also known as the God of Ice. That's important because it's very weird that they primarily use electricity and fire. I guess the Ice God is just fucking lazy. The Fatui are always up to no good, like stealing the Wind God's power or like a bank heist. They're also really hot, so I'm not stopping them. Finally, we have...
I fucking love this guy. Man, I feel him. They're also really hot, so I'm not stopping them. Look, I'll tell you what, Maxor, when I first saw Senora, I was right there with you, man. And you know what? I'm still there. Senora is something truly damn special.
The local wildlife of Teyvat, which is 90% slimes and 10% these fuckers. I spent most of the fight waiting to do something.
Ah, it's this dude!
Computer deactivate iguana.
That's really what...
Fuck's sake. We recently played the freaking beetle battle, like thing on stream. And that dude just watching the whole time, like the Digimon he is.
the combat is all about. Sometimes it's like, holy fuck, that is a whale. And other times it's like, I think that bush just fucking... Really, no matter what happens, you're in for an experience. Let's find out if that's bad or worse. Shin Getting Intact is a game about flow, where to maximize their power, the player dynamically switches between their DPS character and everyone else. Rule number 3 of Genshin Impact: pick one. Your typical team is comprised of your DPS baby, your heal support, your burst support, and moral support. Think of it like a train. You only need one engine and enough weight to kill Terry Davis. Now, like everything, characters have elemental alignments, which, depending on the enemy, can ruin the game. My wife Barbara could heal me, but in the process, must make everyone wet, which makes us a proverbial bathtub, which enemies will then catapult toasters into for massive damage. It's a fucking blast. You feel like a chemistry professor gone rogue, using the elements to his advantage and then blowing himself up in the process. Unless your DPS uses rocks, in which case, you know, just watch, I guess. Everything is elements, and everyone has an elemental skill and alignment. Unless you're the nature god who has no characters. Some are bad, and others are very bad. But many are completely game-changing, like how Beto's elemental skill adds a parry mechanic to the game, or how Ningguang invalidates all ranged enemies. The combat is definitely its strength, and is an experiment in how bad you can craft your psychotic dog water alchemy, and hopefully...
What he just said, the combat is definitely its strength, I 100% agree with. my favorite part of Genshin Impact is fighting. Is putting together a team and fighting with a team. Which is why I get so frustrated when I play the game for 3 to 4 hours a week, log on, and spend the whole time just pressing one button to go through dialogue. Just like this, for 4 hours. And then the conversation finishes, then I go somewhere else, and I'm just... And then if I skip anything, if I'm like, oh man, I really want to do some fighting, I'm going to skip. Even if it's a side quest, or not even an important bit of dialogue, and I go, skip, skip, skip. Chat goes, wah! I'm like, chat, will you let me fight someone? It's been 4 hours! I haven't fought nobody! I've done no fighting! And then, don't worry, I'll be back next week, and I'm doing the same! I'm doing the same! The combat is the best part of this game, and I never get to use it. And chat just wants me to read. They just want me to read and listen. They want me to play Genshin like it's a fucking anime.
Create a moving ball of destruction strong enough to kill God. To extend this concept, every character uses one of 5 unique weapon classes, such as Mongolian, Controller Erosion, the Waiting Game, Egg Catapults, and the Speed Demon. So be careful with who you choose and what weapons that, oh wait, no, it's random, get fun. Now, this would all be excellent gameplay if it didn't sometimes amount to throwing 2 sponges at each other. Enemies scale to your level, and generally health is not hard to come by. So depending on your investment, some enemies could take minutes to kill. This all amounts to making a classic video game build, the tank, entirely useless. You don't need a tank because you will be switching.
Are we supposed to read
game build, the tank, entirely useless.
It's okay if you like tanks, but I believe their non-viability represents a slight balance problem that needs to be addressed. But if you like the utility that the tank provides, then I cannot stop you. Also, they are useful in the final abyss stages, but most players seeing the video are new and want to advise relative to their experiences. Most strategies that you can dream up are viable, but generally I want to create an entertaining video while providing some real critique. But really, everything in this game can work fairly well for general gameplay. This also applies for a lot of the characters I say are bad when, really, they aren't as generally applicable.
You don't need a tank because you will be switching to your DPS anyways, who is a tank against your will. Health is literally always a shackle and a curse. That is, of course, unless you're playing Barbara, whose healing scales only off of health, making her tankier than Tian. Let's go over an example party to give you some idea of the insanity that we're working with. It is optimal in most of my combat scenarios to cause forest fires by throwing a spicy bear. Why? Well, it's obvious. My DPS Beto can parry anything, which includes the heat of fire. Or how about Ningguang, who spawns a wall inside of enemies like it's Gary's mod. We just do it to piss them off. Did I also mention you can invite your insane Discord stalker to play co-op with you? The combat is fully functional.
Hello, Max.
I made a mistake, and this isn't even going into the complicated system by which you customize.
God damn. When I invite my chat to play with me, they just say, fuck you, bro, or something like that.
Artifacts, upgrade your weapon, and level your character's
That's a nice
talents,
pose.
because that's boring. It can be made especially boring when you have to pick 30 mushrooms to do it, but you know, here we are. That leads me to my next point. You're gonna have to explore for those mushrooms. And that sounds bad, but it's actually the best part. Get ready for some cross-country gaming, because
I agree again. I think the exploration is one of the really strong points of Genshin 2. Some of my favorite streams are just exploration streams.
literally have a lot of ground to cover. So rule number 4 of Genshin Impact is that if you see something, just go. You've probably noticed at some point that this game looks identical to Breath of the Wild, right down to the UI. This is an objectively correct assessment. It's just that the game doesn't give a shit, and neither should we. Breath of the Wild was so good that I wanted Breath of the Wild with more anime pussy, because god damn it, why did Nintendo make Zelda look like that? The amount of bandits and foreign soldiers in this game suddenly makes sense when you realize it has the geography of fucking Afghanistan. It's quite the vertical place, but you're given the tools to navigate it, like your feet or your sweat, and there is quite a bit to see. So, for an example, when I first installed the game, I didn't know that Liyue was in it. That's over half of the map. I was doing a quest that required a wild radish, so
What?
Liyue was in it. That's over half of the map.
But there's something over there, is there?
I was doing a quest that required a wild radish, so I naturally went hiking to find it and accidentally discovered the entirety of Ming Dynasty China, at which point I was wrongfully assaulted after being mistaken for opium. This is one of those games where you start finding chests in the wild and within 30 minutes are flying to a strange island with a man named Jeffrey. It's actually not that different to Skyrim, but this game makes Skyrim look like it's in Kansas. There is always something to do and always something to find. You would think that it would get stale, but they just keep finding ways to turn on my neurons. There is a puzzle.
I just wanted the chest.
Which spans an entire region of the game where you have to climb 3 mountains. You can spend an afternoon doing that, and it's viable. There is no direction that you can go that will not help you in some tangible way, and that's what's important about exploration. It's not just pretty, it's optimal. You see this shit right here? This activates my fucking almonds. Exploring this game trains your neurons to fire at the most basic of incentives, like a lab chimp. But seriously, if you aren't yet considering the game, just have fun exploring it, stop and smell the flowers, and accidentally find China over a vegetable. I found it eventually. It took 3 hours. Now, if the review had ended here, this would be a definite recommend because the game is free. It costs $0. It cannot yank your bank. Not that I would know. But I must warn you that there are some serious drawbacks besides the fucking Chinese surveillance state that you have to install, so it's time to give you the final tools and rules that you need to enjoy this game.
Okay. Alright, I'm here for it.
The Metasquinque of Genshin Impact is just, please God, use the resin every day. So to explain that, you have to understand that this game works by mostly giving you what you want when you seek it out.
Unless it's crit damage.
So you don't end up mindlessly slogging for 10 hours a day for a single goddamn Warframe chassis. But there is a catch. When it comes to grinding, there is a clever way to make sure that you can't trivialize the entire game, which is that the game just stops you. You expend resin when you kill a boss, want money, want XP, want artifacts, want to live, want to see my daughter again, pretty much anything. And if you have no resin, well, better wait. God will collect his existence tax and you will fucking pay. Even if you live in Mondstadt, the IRS is an eternal fixture of the universe. And although it's nice to have fair guarantees for artifacts, it has the unique side effect of stopping the game from being played. You get 160 a day, and for reference, you spend 40 for boss loot, so good luck. And if you thought that was bad, get ready for Rule 6, which is, yeah, you gotta do the daily quests. We Genshin players are always hard at work on the daily dopamine farms, putting in that grind so that we can have a 4-star object every 20 days. It really makes a man wonder why we bothered with making murder illegal in the first place. Thank you, Kane. This game can give you a lot if you decide to commit yourself to it, but if you don't, you will be scraping for crack.
Honestly, this is literally fucking insane, this video. This video is fucking insane. It's insane. I don't know what's going on, man. I feel like I've been brainwashed.
Crystals in a back alley, maybe make a YouTube video. That alone is probably enough to discourage most people. I thought I was going to be one of those people until I realized that I liked the game. Stockholm Syndrome is actually cool. And for our final rule, you don't want to play with English voices. Set it to literally any other language except English. Now, the voice work isn't horrendous, but it doesn't sound like the dialogue was actually written for English, and the translation is fucking hilarious.
The wolves frighten him so badly that he's paralyzed with fear.
We've looked everywhere and haven't seen any of the wolves.
So do what I do and play in Japanese, then switch the game to Chinese whenever you're in Liyue for maximal immersion. Dear Mr. Sheep, please send missiles to liberate my country from the yoke of capitalism. Now that you're armed with what you...
Huh. Maybe I would enjoy the dialogue more if it was in Japanese.
Need should you play the game, only if you have self-control. It's not worth it to spend money on the game. I'm serious, and that's why you should give me your money so I can spend it responsibly. Remember, the game is free, and so is the porn. I would like to thank the kind Chinese billionaires and international arms dealers of the Maxor Patreon for funding my hopeless and deadly addictions. If you...
Well done, well done, well done. Shout out Maxor's Patreon. Shout out Maxor's Patreon. You can find Maxor's Genshin video in the description. You can find all the links to everything Max0r just spoke about in his description of his video. You can find links to his video in the description of this video. Shout out Max0r! Oh my god, what the fuck did I just watch? What did I actually just watch? What did I actually just watch? I don't understand. Guys, what did we just watch? To summarize? So to summarize, Genshin is a game... Yeah. Right, good. What have we learned? Nice, cool. There we go. That's a lot of information. I'll be honest. Maxor is fantastic. The speed of this, a little bit wild, but god damn it, if it wasn't fantastically done, it's true. Genshin is one of these games that you like to look at things, and yeah. The one thing he didn't mention though was the dialogue. The thing is, for me, in early on Genshin, I feel like a lot of the quests have really longed out dialogue scenes to the point where not exaggerating, I played one of the side quests on stream last week, and I'm not exaggerating, I probably sat through about 2 hours of dialogue. And I know so many people are gonna be like, that's the best part. Maybe for you, it's not for me. We all play games differently. And at the moment, I'm not fully invested in the story. And again, people are gonna reply and say, well, that's because you're not reading and you're not listening. I am. I literally am. When I skip, I've usually read what's being said, and I know everything that's going on so far. I haven't missed anything, but I'm not majorly invested just yet. And a lot of people say that's fine. Apparently later down the line is when the story really picks up. It's when you get more invested. I've put in nearly 50 hours into Genshin as well at this point. It's that's a lot of hours. I know people are saying rookie hours, but I only play it like once a week and not every week. And I still feel like I'm nowhere. But I do really love this anime. I literally looked at the right side of my screen and saw ReZero, and I was like, God, ReZero, because we just finished it. I do really love this game. It does feel like a fucking anime though, because I never do anything other than watch cutscenes. Actually, no, I take it back. The cutscenes are awesome. Like every cutscene is fantastic. That is one thing I do love about Genshin. If I walk into a cutscene, I know I'm in for something truly special. I think the combat is amazing. I think the world is amazing. I think the dialogue is slow. That's my only problem. I want to be invested into this story, but I have to play 500 hours to get to the point where I'm invested in the story. And yeah, I still play this game and I still really enjoy it. Oh man, I'm one of you. I see now. It's happened. I see now. It all makes sense. I love and hate the game, but I cannot put it down. I see now. Thank you, Maxor, for the enlightenment. We do have Raiden. We managed to get Raiden. I managed to get Raiden on my last pull. I had one pull left. We did a single pull and we got Raiden. Could not believe it, man. It was glorious. But now I got to level her up because she's pretty much useless at the moment in my current world level. So I got to level up Raiden or she's just hopeless. I've built a new team and I'm currently leveling up the entire team. Some people have said it's one of the best teams in the game. If you don't know what team I've got, you can see the VOD on Twitch, link in the description. Go give me a follow over there. But yeah, I'm currently building a brand new team around Raiden. So I'm looking forward to using them. I can't remember who's in my team. I'm not a big fan of the Traveler, but everyone keeps telling me I need to use the Traveler, but I don't really see much benefit in the Traveler. And my Traveler is like leveled up with a decent weapon. I don't feel like Traveler contributes much. But yeah, what I will say is this video was awesome. Maxor crushed it. It was fun. I felt like I didn't even breathe for the last 25 minutes. But it was fantastic. It was a lot of fun. I very, very, very much enjoyed it. Ridiculously fast-paced, crazy, just absolutely nuts, but a lot of fun. And I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction too. Like I said, go check out Maxor's video in the description and let me know what Genshin reaction you guys would like for next Thursday. Anyway, don't forget to like and subscribe, and as always, my friends, you will see me in the next video.